Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the 2025 Link to the Past Randomizer Mentor Tournament. We have reached the bracket stages, and two of our finest learners are going to be going head to head here in the match between Psymon and Zatrex, the 2 and the 10 seeds respectively, in a Kaz Boots run. And this is a do or die game 3, so all the marbles on the line, so to speak. And the uncle is promising a sub 2-hour seed. Well, for our more veteran runners, that may well be true, but for our learners, that's not quite a given. But we shall see how they put it together. Right off the bat, we have a shield in the uncle's chest. That's probably why Aghanim stabs him, or whatever it was that did him in. So we'll see what uncle left behind. He just left money. Well, we're not above grave robbing here in this tournament. So on we go. We got some love.
I mean, I don't think he was using it, right?
Yeah.
Dead men don't need cash.
Yeah. I guess it depends on how you feel about, stealing from the dead here, but so Psymon is the first into Hyrule Castle itself, and welcome to my co-commentator and restreamer, Secretly a Silver. Welcome.
Thank you. I really wanted to see this hot and spicy game 3, so obviously this is a best of 3 series.
And we just got the Moon Pearl, so we could be looking at early Dark World access. That when you talk about spicy, any much spicier than that. We want our route divergence.
Oh, Psymon missing that full magic there. Might be able to catch it on the way back. This is the same super tile.
Yeah, he got a good draw with the guards, so he's fine there. So $50 in the chest. So we got Moon Pearl. That's nice, but we're still a few things away from actual progression at this point.
Ooh, and Green Guard kind of getting in the way there for Psymon.
Yeah, he gets inside of the ball and chain guard and takes care of business. Okay, so we've got CAC explosive. That's always nice.
Yeah,
Zatrex, Zatrex in a little bit of a pickle here. He slams the brakes and goes back to get some health and a pot to take care of the ball and chain guard.
Yeah, that was really good to get 4 slashes in before just bailing on that. Making sure the pot does the trick.
For more experienced runners, we kind of expect about a 4:45 to 5 minutes. Or for our runners in the mentor tournament, they're still learning, and you sort of saw the bonk there. So on Simon's side, so probably more like at 5:15, 5:30. But nevertheless, our runners are going to be in pretty good shape to move forward. But where they move forward and how, that could well be determined by what we get in the final 5 chests.
4:45 is a little quick. We're thinking like experienced runners can get about 4:55 ish. That's like the top of the top.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. A sub 5 is what you I guess sub 5 is what you're hoping for as an experienced runner.
Yep. That's the goal.
Out of the chute. So we just got a small key, got a vanilla small key in Dark Cross, so take care of the rats, get our key from that, and then from there
Yeah, so that was actually a forced small key. That's the last chest that a small key can be in. So we'll
Right.
see. I don't remember. Have we seen a map?
I thought so, but oh, bow.
Ooh, okay. Okay, so there's the map.
There,
So we do need to open the sank chest.
yeah. So, all right. So if they're probably not right away, but after some maybe Kakariko checks, that could be the next destination.
Yeah, so that divergence that you were talking about, we have an opportunity for it right away.
Hmm.
And normally if I rip a bow out of escape, I don't even care what the Eastern prize is. I just whole hand go straight there.
Yeah. So 511 getting through the door in for Sank. So very good run by Psymon. Zatrex had a little trouble. He had to stop a couple of times just to make sure he was safe, but he'll get in and screen transition 539. More bombs in Bonk Rocks.
Yeah, 511 is really really good. 511 like you're keeping up with like the brackets in the Casboots
Mm,
tournament basically.
right. Yeah, it was very good time. Very, very clean throughout. Simon, sh- validating that the 2 CD definitely earns. So, but man, Zatrix at 539, nothing to sneeze at, and Zatrix is skipping Lumberjack. And what was that?
I did not see that. Maybe our tracker
Was
caught
that a
it.
glove? Was that a glove?
That could be really really bad if Zatrix doesn't go for that right now. Chat seems to
Oh,
think it was mail.
one hopes so. We got our second shield 640 into this, so that's nice.
Yeah, so in Sword Assured Seeds, like Casual Boots, there is that heightened requirement that that heightened chance that Aga 1 might just be a requirement. So you really do need to know what's on that lumberjack ledge, but Zatrix deciding
Hmm.
that the time investment is not worth it to him.
Well, perhaps in Zatrix's case, I didn't see the first two races, but if he feels like he has to go for it and really just press the attack here, all the more reason. But for less experienced runners, like what does that mean exactly? What are you comfortable gambling on, and what are you unsure about? So that's going to be a challenge, and that's a challenge for any runner, but for those who haven't had the calculus embedded in them, this will be an interesting test.
Yeah, so I was actually talking to Zatrix after their game one, and he was talking about he usually does Dragon Warrior rando, and there are like way less, way fewer checks in that. Like I think he said
Yeah.
there's less than 100 checks in that game, so
Okay.
it's new territory for him. Like trying to
Yeah.
trying to skip stuff, especially stuff
Hmm.
that you would think just by looking at a map is easily gettable.
Yeah. So there's the power gloves. So we're one item away from Dark World access. Um.
Ooh,
Ooh,
mirror.
the mirror.
Okay. So even
Okay.
more chance for divergence now because with the glove you can go up the mountain in the dark, and Hera is a crystal, so that's
Mm-hmm.
that's a that's definitely an option that they have.
It's definitely a tempting one, although I'm sure a hook shot or a hammer would probably lean them more in that direction. But nevertheless, it's nothing to sneeze at. If a runner is more inclined, there's our Zora money basically in the back of the bar. But the point, as I was saying, if you're going for crystals, you want to just knock out these crystals. Logic be damned. Go for it.
And we did
Yep.
see a green pendant. I believe it was on desert, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah. Patrick said no thanks to the no. Simon said no thanks to the money. He's already got 500 plus rupees. Simon like going to say no thanks to the hard container at the race games. Zatrex is going to do this blind.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of like doing the blind check, because if it's a heart container, you don't really want to wrap all the way around to take the time to go and get that, right? Because you're thinking like,
No.
at this point I should be able to live without that heart container. But if you blind check it, like, you're already there, you might as well pick it up, and that may very well be the difference between like
Yeah.
a 5 and a 6 heart like moth fight.
Exactly. You know, experienced runners, they don't necessarily need them. They're not going to say no. Ooh, speaking of saying things you don't necessarily say no to, half magic. Not required, but definitely welcome.
Yeah, and especially in the mentor tournament, not something that you're ever going to leave behind. I mean, I
No.
would hesitate to say that any runner in this entire that has ever run this game will
No.
ever just leave that half magic there.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Simon,
Simon
please.
got into a
Oh, and then
pickle there, but
and then he missed the heart. Oh no.
no, I thought that maybe he gets lucks out with the heart pieces. I think that's oh. Oh, well, there's
Mitts.
tight. Wow. So we've got Dark World access already. So our runners are going to have some choices here.
Yeah, lots of this nut cracked wide open after escape. I know a lot. I've seen the sentiment that racers, at least this year, don't like the fact that they are forced to do the escape in casual boots because it's all like kind of the same. Well, this one just opened up in a hurry.
It did, and both our runners are playing on the standard route. That's still not enough. Damn, I thought that had enough by now, but apparently not. So
Simon
oh,
does
trying to
not does not have flippers, and unfortunately, I think that kills his water walk. Yeah, and he's just gonna save
yeah,
and quit there. Oh,
Chad saying they will do
and
escape and they will like it. Yeah, that's right.
And Zatrex, taking a couple dives down the hole there, also decides that maybe a one heart water walk isn't exactly in the cards at the moment.
Well, that appears so, but now we got our divergence. Zatrix didn't do Bonk Rocks. Interesting.
Yeah, just went straight to the forest.
Yeah. So Sarsaparilla, some meager returns from the robbery of the Hyrule Bank from many moons ago. Only 45 rupees.
Yeah, I mean, I had grandparents that grew up in the Depression, and you always found just random dollar bills laying around, stuffed in shoe boxes and stuff. So I can definitely
Yeah.
relate to that.
So I saw a red crystal at Thieves, and I think I saw a pendant at Meyer. I didn't get a really good look at the rest.
Yeah, that was a pretty quick check there. I hope he got a good look at it and doesn't have to look at it later. Chat
Uh,
saying Meyer and TR are both pendants, so this could be a pretty quick one.
Samaria could be off the table here. And so are the
Oh
both.
man.
Well,
Oh,
Fire
I
Rod isn't, but
I cannot think of a worse situation than you get your seventh crystal, still haven't found Samaria, and you're running up to GT in a game 3 elimination game.
uh, there have been some legendary battles over the years where that has hinged on such a scenario. Simon gets the big key in Eastern, so if he's lucky, he doesn't have to do the whole dark rooms thing.
All right, so
Zatrex pulled it right away in Thieves.
yeah, it seems that he's kind of going against type here, and instead of methodically full clearing, he's kind of attacking the things that need done first, and then doing because I don't think he did any of the village before doing this, and
But he did the chess game, and I think he did.
oh, did he do Sea
Um,
House?
I think he did Sea House. I don't think he did at the bottom, but
Okay, and that's a little more normal.
yeah, I think that was that's 2 items for Zatrex in TT. So
Yeah, and it looks like he wants to continue. He's not scared of that small key or the big chest at all.
well, if nothing else, this is a red crystal, so that takes it off the board. Oh, chat saying he did bomb the hut. Okay, nothing that moved the needle then. So.
Psymon having a little bit of trouble with this damage boost. Finally does get it, but with
Yeah,
1 heart left, he's probably gonna just fall in and get a fairy here.
I would think so. Zatrix taking advantage of his, well, when he doesn't bonk, trying to take advantage of his can of Burna.
Yeah, so that's only a 1 pixel wide dash line that you can take there. Otherwise, you bonk on one side or the other. So yeah,
So Simon, see how well he knows his Eastern Dark Rooms. Looks like very well, no problems, very clean.
yeah. So Psymon was actually a part of last year 2024 mentor tournament. He was a fighter sword bracket participant.
Very good.
And now has leveled up all the way to second seed in tempered sword, which means he lost out on gold by tiebreakers. So very nice to see his improvement over the last year.
Yeah, any player in one of these communities, you love to see the progression. I mean, I've seen as an admin for Mario 3 Rando, I've seen players go from learners to champions. So it's always a delight to see when somebody really ascends to the elite status.
Very nice. Top right looks like he's got it under control. Was sliding a little low for my liking there, but
Yeah,
got the job done.
so
First crystal
we
on
have
the board.
1753 and Eastern. So, but Zatrex not far behind. Okay, so
Ooh. All right,
no
well,
hammers. So,
yeah, Zatrex doesn't use a tracker, or doesn't show a tracker on his stream, so I'm not
yeah.
100% sure if that big chest has an item or not.
Definitely 2 items. Maybe there were 2 up front. I can't speak to the rest. Simon is doing King's Tomb now.
A flute.
Ooh,
Oh man, Zatrex would have
wow,
loved to have that.
wow.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
I
that's
just was not thinking about it when he after the save and quit, and just kind of left it there.
yeah. So this is not a scripted blind fight, but does have Kana Burna to clean this up. So nice $20 and a crystal for Zatrix. So and get out your salutes for the Link to the Past anthem.
Definitely a catchy tune. Not something you can say of most national anthems.
Yeah. So Zatrix with Titan's Med is going to do some of the mid dark world checks. So answer chat's question as if on cue. Yeah, we have checks at we have red crystals at Thieves and Ice Palace.
Zatrex giving us another map check there, a little slower this time.
Yeah, Psymon, thank you for that. All right, so Psymon's kind of juggling a bit here. Okay, now he gets another look at the map just to make sure. There's $300.
I just looked at it and I can confirm that it is 5/6s at Thieves Town and Ice Palace and pendants at Meyer and TR.
Right. So Psymon is gonna do a checkerboard. Maybe a little. Okay, he's fine. I thought it might have been a little too on the button for his location, but it works out.
No, he was exactly on the button. He even got a quick warp there. I don't know if you noticed, but when the camera is in certain positions, the warp animation is 34 frames faster. Oh, and Zatrex got what, bomber? Got 0.
I'm pretty sure that was not intentional.
Did not seem that way.
No, Agina just says $20.
Yeah, and that's gonna hurt because you don't have the hammer to get back there. So Zatrex, I'm surprised he didn't do the lumberjack check there, but making his way up the mountain, and I believe Psymon also is.
Yeah, he is. They're doing it from reverse sides.
Yeah.
Psymon taking it.
So this is gonna be an actual runner high five through the cave.
In a manner of speaking, yeah, they.
Oh boy. All right.
That was Zatrex.
Let me try to get Zatrex back here.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Psymon just finishing up, going through another dark room. So with the 23-minute mark, there's some more love. So both runners have a crystal. Psymon with the pelted by boulders. So yeah, 1-1 on the crystals. Psymon with the, I think, overall advantage right now, just based on the flute, which is really going to make things a lot simpler for the time being. For him, so we'll see how this plays out. Getting the flute off of King's Tomb. All right, so there's a fairy. All right, so Psymon can finish Hera if the cards play right or the keys play right, but we'll see what happens. This is a good.
So an
check.
update, Zatrix's stream is showing the not like this emote. So that means he's dropping some frames, but we'll try to get him back here as soon as possible.
Right. Okay, so so this is locked out for Psymon. He can't progress without a fire source. So what now? And well, the natural answer is Dark World in Psymon's case. Now, does he do the Skull Woods? And yes, it appears he will.
Yeah, so there is the algorithm does show a slight bias toward dungeons that have a lot of small keys and chests, and Skullwoods definitely qualifies as one of those.
Yeah. And okay, so there's Zatrex. Based on this, looks like heading for Eastern, so going for his second crystal, which is a good call on his part. Simon is underway in Skull Woods, and first item is, well, you got one first chest, one of the two items, a red rupee. So if he lucks out, he'll get item number 2, and then he can come back here later when he has Fire Rod, unless it, of course, it is Fire Rod, which, you know, it's just a sick joke. Okay. Nope. Yeah, sorry, Simon. You can't do it that way. You gotta go. Oh, he's not even gonna try for the side. Okay.
Yeah, Psymon with the one and done. See, that's gaining popularity, I think, because Moth is locked by all 3 small keys, so cannot hold a small key,
Right.
and that combined with the chance that the item is just in the bridge chest makes the second item being fire locked like an absurd amount of the time. So
Right.
one and done is definitely gaining some popularity here.
It's an interesting idea as far as you know, your preference. I guess in my perspective, I'm more of a completionist, so you know, I'd probably just still be digging until I found item number 2 and then moved on. But you know, to each their own.
Yeah, especially because you got item 1 from the middle.
Yeah.
I would think that you would wanna dive the dense front and try to get item number 2, and then not have to
Right.
come back for until you have the fire rod.
So Simon's gonna finish off the village outcasts overall checks, which really was ultimately nothing. Now, again, cannot full clear. There will be an item on the table for both runners, but it is clearable otherwise, and it's crystal number 2, and that's what Zatrex is thinking. Like, I want my second crystal.
Well, Simon may just clear the front 4 and then decide that Smith Chain is the way to go. So I guess we'll see what he decides here. It's a good number of people uh, don't like being scared of Thieves Town Big Chest, which I understand, but I think I've been burned by it enough times that I'm always a little careful about going in here without the hammer.
Uh, it certainly isn't something you want to necessarily think about as far as you know, your decisions, but ultimately you're kind of in service to the seed, and if the seed is kind of telling you something, you know, you'd be wise to give it consideration. The recognizing said signal is not always easy, you know. And it ultimately is, I think, somewhat random and arbitrary, but it's more taking advantage of the situation as it comes.
Yeah, and you do need to remember that these seeds are generated by a machine, like
Right.
so things that we humans perceive as patterns aren't necessarily always that way. Like it's it's not all coincidence. There is logic to it, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's
That
you can't always do the same thing all the time and expect the same results.
definition of insanity. Now that said, that hasn't stopped, at least in the Mario 3 rando community, from saying some people roll some absolute garbage for seeds. Yeah. I mean, Zatrex having a little trouble with the setup for the Armus Knights, but is going to take advantage.
Yeah, and I know it's tempting to use the spin attack because they're just in like a convenient circle and they do collapse toward you, but
Right.
the spin attack actually does less damage than slashing because
Yeah.
Armos has a weird damage table.
Hmm.
Psymon, meanwhile, rolling on one heart here. They call him old one heart Psymon around these parts.
Take your word for it. We'll get some hearts off of the pots here at least. So there is that. Uh, and he does have Can of Burno, which was actually another thing about it, I think they did get all 4 items from. I
Yeah,
think I saw that.
I'm pretty sure there is an item on blind, which, according to Simon's tracker, there's only one item left in Thieves Town, so I think Thieves Town
Right.
Big Chest is dead.
Okay, so yeah, so that works out. So Zatrex with the lead on the crystals at 2-1. That's about gonna probably Simon's got no magic basically, so
And oh, unfortunate.
he's handling he's handling this better. Yeah. Oh. No, that's not ideal. But and now with the now I got to deal with unscripted blind because at least with blind, the first time out, it's fairly scripted. You know what to expect. This is uncharted territory.
Technically,
Good,
this part is also scripted, but
right?
you never.
It's the positioning.
Yeah, you never really research this because you never want to be in this position. And Zatrex now taking a death
Yeah,
and realizing that those mummies can actually hit you through Burna.
Gibdos are nasty. So Simon is through phase 1, trying to avoid body damage. And actually, good he has the red shield
Yeah,
because those fireballs are a hard a piece, and getting bodied is
nice,
too hard.
very very nice refight.
Yeah, that is very nice, and yeah, that was the 4th item. So
Yeah, so Thieves Town Big Chest is dead. Zatrex playing with mummies.
yeah. So 2-2 on the crystals already at the 32-minute mark. Both runners are about even as far as what they have and don't have.
Yeah,
So in
the difference here is going to be that Simon presumably is not going to get zeroed out of Hype Cave, so hopefully nothing too important over there, or if there is, then Zatrex will make his way back there.
vanilla piece of heart at the digging game. So Simon's got enough to cover the rest of all of his remaining in-game fees between Zora and Kiki, so we're good there.
Probably wants a little bit more money to buy potions, but oh well,
Sure.
there it is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, as far as like is required in-game expenses, he's all set. But yeah, a little bit more would not go amiss.
Now, importantly, Zatrex is dipping the front of Skullwoods, trying to find that second item, which Simon did not. Simon left that behind,
No.
and it is a
Oh,
bottle.
there. Ooh. Okay, so is Sick Kid holding the answer?
Yeah, that is our first bottle on both sides. So if Sick Kid has something, I mean, Simon's probably going to get a bottle from elsewhere, but how much
Yeah.
longer is it going to hide?
Right. Yeah, with 4 bottles, like, oof. Gibdo got Zatrex there, so another death, but
Yeah,
we know that.
he did grab the chest, which we knew was
Ooh.
nothing.
Flipper, the Smithies had flippers. Well,
Yeah,
I,
that's definitely a
that
thing.
That simplifies at least Simon's routing for the next, I don't know, 2 minutes. They lost the chest though.
So Psymon actually did Cave 45 and then came all the way back for this, so he's good to just leave it behind and run down to the guy. I don't know why he went back for it.
Maybe he thought he had screwed something up with his execution. He's like, I'm not, like, you don't want to be, backtracking for 30 seconds. Like, just like, oh, right, I already did the, I left it behind. There's a little bit of love. Stumpy.
All right, Graveyard Ledge, another thing that Psymon has not found. Oh, and that
Ooh,
is a hook
yeah.
shot, and that
That
is gonna be hard for Psymon to get back to.
Yeah, especially since, there's just 3 bombs from the thief. But yeah, and Zatrex about to get the flute. So yeah, Graveyard and King's Tomb holding the aces here.
Yeah, and if I'm Zatrex, like you, you can't think that that's great because you passed up on those, passed up on King's Tomb probably 15 minutes ago, and this is probably your
Yeah,
best chance to get Graveyard Ledge anyway. So
right. Pipe cave, 520. There's an ice rod and
nice rod.
powder. Oh,
Okay, so that powder may point Psymon back toward the village to get the bat check. It's kind of gruesome to get to at the moment.
yeah.
But once he gets the hammer, he's definitely going to want to go back to the village. It's just, does he do Graveyard Ledge at that point?
Seems like a real logical leap. Simon's gonna do hobo, and then he's probably gonna do a flute, and then on his way to Zora. I didn't see what Sick Kid had.
The kid had a full heart container. I don't know if
That's
you
what.
should
Yeah.
steal life from an ill child, but you know,
Well,
we're trying to save the world here.
We stole part of a life from the hobo, and that gave Simon the hard piece he needed to go to full strength. Uh, yeah. So we got Myers Shed now. $20 and another piece of heart.
Yeah, we did see this on Simon's side. I don't remember if he checked the Meyer medallion or not. I'm fairly sure he did not go into desert at all, which Zatrex also
No.
seems disinterested in.
Yeah, I mean it.
Ooh, a
Oh,
lamp.
lamp. That's uh money well spent. That makes Hera clearable.
Does it also makes desert clearable?
It does, yes.
For a green pendant?
Right.
I don't know how much he's going to be taking that into consideration, but it is definitely something you have to have on radar.
For sure. For sure.
Alright, so we're both on the mountain now. Psymon just gonna go straight to Hera. Zatrex gonna check the dark side of the mountain first.
Yeah.
Shovel. Okay. Zatrex has not done the smith chain yet, so that he's gonna have a good opportunity to turn in that shovel. Nice boots. Of course, referring to the green stack of 20 rupees on the floating island there, replacing the Pegasus boots in the item pool. Oh no. Oh no, Simon's stuck. Oh no. Oh, he got the bad pixel. Alright, and looks like my co-commentator's internet is maybe not the greatest today, but I can take the rest of this race. Alright, let's see. Psymon now through Hera basements. Zatrex, I think, is going to try to go down there. Oh, he has the hook shot, that's right. Surprising amount of Philly pot in this tournament, which is not surprising, made by a former mentee, and was the standard for a good amount of time until, oh, wasn't that Raiden pot? Okay. I don't remember what the old setups are called. Psymon gonna try a bomb jump here. Very nice. Oh, Zatrex getting troll dormed. And Zatrex will have an item left behind in the Hera Big Chest, which he just... That's gonna loom in the back of his mind for a while. May cause him to come back later after he can light the torches. Nice fight there by Psymon, and for a Master Sword, alright. And we are in the same crystal cutscene at the same time. Psymon is gonna make the desert play. That's interesting. I mean, he doesn't have... I don't think he has any clearable crystals left. So yeah, I mean... Desert to green pendant turn in, and then maybe a pod play? It's looking pretty good to me. Zatrex, meanwhile, on Spiral Cave. Just a piece of heart. Oh, no, no. You hate to see it. So Zatrex could dash all the way to the left there, to despawn the dead rock and try to get through again. So no promises that that will actually work. So it just decides to stand around and wait for him to unfreeze. There's our Ether Medallion, which opens both of our medallion locked dungeons, but lack of Samaria kind of looms large here. And then was that the second item? That was only the first item out of desert, and then Psymon just says, "Okay, I'm not sticking around." Not sticking around for land mode. I think if you make the play into desert, the one item that you found isn't really the thing that you wanted to find, so I mean, it's it does look like this is going to work out because Simon's going to get his hook shot here. Yeah, I mean, if you go into desert, you have to, especially with a green pendant desert, you have to be willing to just kill the boss. So now, importantly, Psymon can clear Swamp Palace. Oh, and Zatrex found a hammer somewhere. I missed the hammer. Was it just on the dark side of the mountain somewhere? Paradox, okay. Thank you. Now we're getting a catfish check. Psymon may be looking at his tracker, seeing there's he's pretty lean for possibilities here, and kind of grabbing these one-off checks that people usually like to skip, trying to find something that his opponent did not. Okay, so I can only hope that Psymon isn't doesn't give in to the Siren Song of Pod here and just goes up to the mountain, grab his hammer first. Does not look to be the case. Looks like he's headed into Pod hammerless, which is normally a decent play, but I know since I'm watching both sides of the race that this is the wrong one. Alright, and the accordion continues as we will have both of our runners in the same spot again. Just that hammer is a big difference here. Now Zatrex still does need to find his way to the smith to get the flippers. And that Bombos, I mean, if you're looking for, I'm not even sure if Zatrex is looking for flippers at the moment. But I'm not sure how much that will distract Zatrex at the moment, especially with no red cane. I don't think you want to logic break Ice Palace with this amount of limited information. Yeah, addressing the statement in chat that you don't want a red cane, Zatrex actually does, because Zatrex doesn't have that ether medallion and doesn't know that he can get into those red cane locked dungeons. So, and like you kind of want the red cane for GT anyway. So Zatrex at this point wants to find red cane but never wants to find ether. Because he knows that blocks both of those dungeons. Psymon, on the other hand, you're absolutely right. He never wants to see the red cane in a million years. Important to note that Psymon also has the lamp here, which is going to make these dark rooms a lot faster. Zatrex seems to be doing them fairly fast, so it seems like the time loss is maybe minimal. But it is still going to gain a little bit of time, which is going to be mitigated a bit by the forced second visit. But this is all going to depend on whether Zatrex can do like all the way to the boss in the dark, like in the total dark. I believe we are getting mid-roll ads from Zatrex. I think that's what's happening, so this stream should pick up in about 60 seconds. Now, bombos will definitely help with the Dark Turtles, but yeah, if you can't find them to flip them over, then bombos doesn't really do a whole lot. And okay, it was only a 30-second ad. Zatrex considering whether he wants to keep going and leaves. Okay, this is huge. This is huge. Now Psymon doesn't get punished for the revisit. And is gonna go over to the right side of the mountain here and get his hammer and probably just be the first to kill Helma. Zatrex is gonna be distracted by this bombos. Oh, he was trying, but decides that he wants potions first. Which is fair. Potions and full health for sure. Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure what Zatrex could find in Flipperless Ice Palace that would really make a huge difference right now. Now Simon's just gonna go swamp into ice. Yeah, I'm not I'm not sure this is the time to do Ice Palace for Zatrex. I think this is probably... You know what? That is a nifty little setup for that room. Taking advantage of the 2 bombs and using your sword to knock them into the bomb explosions. It's a bit slower than the normal one, but it seems to be fairly consistent. I'm gonna see that Turtle Rock is Ether. Confirm that he is not on a medallion hunt. Yeah, honestly, I just blind check that at this point. The extra, well, I guess the extra 2 rooms versus the warp, the 2 warps are... Or the extra 1 warp. So it's 2 rooms versus 1 warp, so I think it's kind of a wash. Which, if it's a wash, you should definitely blind check, because if it's something you need, then you end up saving time. Very nice bomb jump there by Zatrex. Hopefully doesn't get... Okay, is just going to wait for the fire bar. I've seen too many people do a really nice bomb jump and then just get excited and get knocked off into a hole. Nice room there by Zatrex. For the penguin lineup though, you lay the 2 bombs where he just laid it, and then you dash turn into the wall, and then you can bonk over the pen gator. All right. So Psymon just going straight into swamp here. I mean, this is just a glaringly obvious play, since he does have those flippers, and Zatrex just staying away from the flippers is gonna kind of burn him like a little more every room he goes through. Oh, very nice. Good timing there by Psymon, and does get that red cane, which is going to gain him a good amount of time here in Ice Palace. It's all going to come down to where is this fire rod? And when does Zatrex go back for Smith Chain? Psymon got super fortunate by making that that graveyard ledge play when he did over the Landmo kill. But right now, if you're a Zatrex fan, you're hoping that Landmo is holding the fire rod and that Psymon last locates it. And as we close in on the hour mark, please do give our runners a follow. And I guess the bot is having a slow night again. It's been being a bit slow recently, but we can adjust to that. Let me fix Simon's audio here, and we will get some ace attorney action. Impressive fight there by Zatrex. Bombos kind of throws off your timing for cold stares, so very nice job of collecting the puffs and not letting things get too out of hand there. Okay, well, unfortunately, the bot seems to be broken. So I will continue talking to myself. Aha, there we go. And my greatest thanks to Pro A for at least attempting to calm today. He was experiencing some slowdown in Discord and did not think thought the delay was maybe a little too much to continue on, which is, I've definitely been on that side before, and it's extremely frustrating to have your co-com calling out stuff like 4 seconds before you see it. Big shout out to Haiku and most of all Haiku's wife, who allowed him to track this race for us. He's done a fantastic job so far. And of course, if I didn't say it before, give these runners a follow, because one of them will have more matches coming up in the coming days, and the other one, and I know they both play different randos. I know Psymon is big into Ocarina of Time, and Zatrex, I think I mentioned before, is into Dragon Warrior rando. So if you're looking to maybe branch out your rando menu, then look into those two. Alright, we're gonna see if Zatrex can splash delete here. He definitely wants that lamp, or he would have gone for Helma a long time ago. And no, he will not be able to grab that lamp. Alright, Psymon getting his 6th item from Swamp Palace and deciding that he doesn't need to go check that other chest, so off to ice we go. Zatrex, I believe, is finally going to get his flippers from the smith chain here, but is going to get to check the hammer pegs, which Psymon has not done. Is also going to be able to do the powder check, so those 2 checks are outs for Zatrex at the moment. Psymon stocking up on bombs, even though he has red cane. Okay, I've seen some runners recently just kind of go in and grab the upgrades if they have the money for it. It is fairly slow. I mean, it's not as slow as the vanilla game for sure, but if like you have to do whatever makes you comfortable, and if you're not comfortable without those upgrades, then especially in a game 3 elimination scenario, like, you definitely want to have those in your pocket. Alright, Hammer Pegs draws dead. Let's see what happens for the Magic Bat. Ooh, okay. Just a little off time there for Psymon. But got the majority of the Pengators, got to hookshot down the rest of them. I think this was a slight mistake from Zatrex. I don't think he meant to go to 1. I think he meant to go to 4. No, we're going to 8. Interesting. Okay. Is this going back for the lamp? Yeah, I believe it is. Alright, so Psymon not only gaining time from getting those flippers early, but gaining time from Zatrex not knowing the dark rooms. Zatrex also probably wants the lamp to be able to light torches, which he knows that there is an item in the Tower of Hera big chest. To chat, I'm not saying that it's a bad call. I'm just saying Zatrex wrong ordered it. And it's more unfortunate than anything. I'm not saying it's a bad call at all. It's just unfortunate that Zatrex went up there, saw the lamp, and then his next check was the flippers, so now he has to go all the way back. Right, Psymon getting a bit of a puff party, but getting a lot of short movements, which chat, I am not a one-man army. I could not do this if I didn't have the volunteers with me. This is on an emergency basis only. Don't worry about me. We've got it under control. Big shout out to anybody who volunteers for restreams. And I probably would have canceled the restream if Haiku had not signed up for tracking. So I definitely could not do this without the help of our many wonderful volunteers here at Go Mode Podcast. Alright, Zatrex doing some NMG strats here. Not maybe just not quite versed in the diver down just yet. I do have to say it's a bit surprising to see that in the second round of brackets, because diver down is usually something that mentees want to just learn right away. But yeah, everybody learns at their own pace. I can say with certainty that my mentees who are now in brackets are still hitting me up daily and trying to learn things, which is what I love to see. And there's our fire rod there on Magic Bat. Wow. Zatrex even had the equipment to do it, but was distracted by the lamp on the ledge. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, it is pretty buried in the logic, because you need, I forget where we found powder, but it was fairly deep. Like, this is probably the 5 cap. So usually there's no, Zatrex definitely had powder when he went and got the flippers. I believe that is go mode for Psymon. And he even has the red cane, so there's no Jordan Peele sweating moment as you're climbing up to GT. And it looks like Zatrex is going to go into Desert Palace here, which that's where Psymon got the Ether Medallion. And unfortunately, I think Zatrex's best move after he gets Ether is to just go clear Mire, which we know is the wrong answer. Good bounce off the spikes there to get 2 slashes to end the fight. Alright, that's 6 crystals for Psymon. All he needs to do is go kill Helma, which is pretty straightforward with that lamp. There's the Ether Medallion for Zatrex. Let's see what he does with that. So the pivotal moment of this seed, I would say, is when Psymon found that Ether Medallion. Instead of going and killing Lanmo, he saved and quit and went to Graveyard Ledge, which is where his hookshot was. So definitely gonna bring that up in the interview if he chooses to participate in that. Because yeah, Psymon was pretty far away from going to Graveyard Ledge for a while. And then he just abandoned his path, just went straight to Graveyard Ledge and got his progression. And I can't really say anything about it. Like, those are the kind of plays that win races, even if they're not the plays that I would make in the moment. That's the kind of play that you need to make to win an elimination game. Alright, Zatrex has killed Lanmo for nothing. Let's see where he goes now, and... okay, just gonna go kill Helma. Which is a decent call. Like, you definitely should clear your crystal dungeon first. It's just... there's not much value here. But of course, there's no way for Zatrex to know that, you know, his fire rod isn't just sitting on Helma. Oh, green pendant, of course. Yes. No, this is 100% the correct play. You get the green pendant, you go turn it in. Question from chat: is hook speed / spin speed faster than holding your sword out? So it doesn't make the fight faster, but it extends. It gives you better control of Link because you can move a little better. All right. Well, we have the 7th crystal in hand, so so get your guesses in chat. 1 to 22. Where is that GT big key? And then I will talk about spin speed / hook speed while you guys are doing that. So you still get the same extended reach. It's still the same hitbox whether you have sword out or whether you have super speed armed. But when you don't have your physical sword out, then there's no danger of tinking off of Helma's mask, and you don't. So it's less risky to arm super speed first. Where if you have your sword out and you get too close to him, then it's gonna tink off his mask and it's gonna make you put your sword away, and then you'll have to reslash your sword. So that's why we armed super speed. Oh, is it a different hitbox? Okay, maybe it's a different hitbox then. I always thought it was the same hitbox. You can just get closer to Helma when you have super speed armed, because you don't have a physical sword that makes contact with Helma. Right, well. Hope did not have a key, so there's no divergence to be had here, which is surprising considering the start of this seed. We had like 3 paths that you could go down. Yes, your hammer hitbox goes out further in front of you, but that's true for sword out as well. It goes out, like, the hammer hitbox extends to the end of where the sword would be, if the sword existed. Alright. Check 7 done. Oh. And unfortunately, Zatrex, I mean, and this makes sense from Zatrex's side. Like, you put yourself in Zatrex's shoes, like, you forgot to check. You know, let's hope that check is just nothing before you commit the time to go all the way back to it. Oh. Psymon put the fire snake in jail and paid for it. Nobody puts the fire snake in a corner. I'm gonna name that fire snake Baby now, because nobody puts Baby in the corner. Alright, and we're pretty far into GT here. How many checks is that? 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? I think that was number 13 that we just saw. Zatrex finding the Godmire but not taking it. I mean, even if you're just trying to do a partial pendant dip, I think if you get a Godmire, I can't pass that up. I guess this route results in more checks. All right, here we go. 14, 15, 16 is the winner. No 16s in the chat. Tracker wins. GG Haiku. Oh, that's a nifty little thing with Burna there. You hit the crystal switch and then you just immediately walk away from it. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the risk that you take with that Mimics 2 strat. That's the Mimics 2 strat that I do. So I know all about shooting that statue. And that just means when you came in, you just walked a little too far to the right, and that made the Mimic go too far to the left. Okay, I guess Zatrex hasn't done Gina for an hour and 22 minutes. Which is fine, like, yeah, he didn't really ever have a reason to. Okay, I'm fairly sure Psymon knows how to do the Kane strat. So I'm pretty sure I saw him try to do it before. And I'm wondering why he didn't do it there, because he knows about the super tile shenanigans after you powder for a fairy. Psymon making good steady progress through this gauntlet, as Zatrex, I believe, is going to Yep, this is going to be the bat play. He wants to do the bat. It's not exactly a last location, because technically he can open TR and get to at least one chest. But it sure can't feel good, because he passed up on this before. Oh, and Psymon not opening any chests. Yo, this is sick. This is great to see. Psymon not even wasting time. Doesn't want to look for silvers. Doesn't even care. Silvers don't exist. Lana, I believe the reason that the reason Psymon could not get through that bumper room effectively was because he has that gigantic shield, and he couldn't see past it. So, like, his vision is slightly obscured. Alright, I get 2 down. Zatrex walking into Skullwoods for his 7th crystal. And again, this is game 3. This is for all the marbles. One player's tournament ends. Another's tournament arguably just begins. I don't know, that sounded deeper in my head. That's kind of disrespectful, actually. I guess the other one's tournament continues. Alright, Moth down, Zatrex with crystal number 7. Unfortunately, his opponent is fighting the big pig. Silver's in Turtle Rock. So, good on Psymon for not wasting time opening chests in GT. Solid Gan fight so far, about halfway through phase 4. Lost the spin. That's alright. Getting near the end here. And that is an exploding pig. Get your GGs in chat for Psymon, who will cross the bridge first, and a sub 90 to boot. GG to Psymon, who will move on as the winner of this series. And what a series it was. It was basically anybody's game. For all 3 races. Zatrex's screen has gone black, but his timer is still going, which probably means that he closed his emulator. Yes, and we'll try to get these 2 in for interviews. Zatrex does have a prior engagement that he needs to go attend to, but I believe we will have Psymon in here. Oh, there he is. All right, we are joined by today's first place finisher, GG Psymon.
GG's. Oh my lord.
Yeah, that was really let's maybe get your thoughts on the seed before I ask my question.
I just felt really discombobulated at first. I just felt like I wasn't playing right, or at least in the right mindset in that. I just kind of was going around and almost on autopilot, and I forgot to do a few things where I backtrack a couple times and was doubting myself. I just wasn't focused, and I guess kind of at some point I realized how I wasn't actually that far from go. Like, at least kind of when I was starting to refocus, I was only a couple items from go, and I forget what I got on Death Mountain. I think I got something on Death Mountain, and I kind of just was able to settle in a little bit finally, and then it's a fire rod hunt, and okay, where do I go? Lucked out and was on bat. But yeah, I felt out of it for a little bit, and it took me a little bit to focus and get kind of my head in it, and I'm thankful I was able to get my head in it enough and focus enough to pull out a win in that. I wasn't feeling good for a while, that's for sure.
All right. I believe I transitioned to a screen that doesn't have my mic on it. So, yeah. So
Okay.
what I was asking here was the Desert Palace play, went in, got one item, the Ether Medallion, which was and instead of killing Landmo, you decided to go and check Graveyard Ledge. What made you leave and go check Graveyard Ledge?
I guess it just felt like too early of a commit. Like I went in there just thinking it's green pendant. And honestly, when I went in there, I kind of just was saying to myself, all right, I'm just gonna see how I feel at the end of this. Like that's really what it is. I went in without a sort of like confidence in how I was gonna play it. I just kind of went in and said, all right, let's see how I feel at the end of this. Let's see what I get. I was hoping to just get both items and not have to worry about it. But then I kind of just felt like, okay, this is maybe too early for this. Like I could have completed it. It just, I don't know. Like it just really didn't feel like the time. It just felt like it was too early to actually just commit and do full green pendant. I feel like if this were like a pod situation, like a green pendant pod or a pendant pod, and I've already done the front in that, I might keep going just because I don't know. Pod feels worse, but I don't know. It just didn't feel like the time for it, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I'll fully admit I'm really a mood kind of runner. I think there's a lot of things that I think there's a lot of things I do that I'm not going to consistently do from seed to seed, and that there's obviously some things that I'm going to do and be consistent, but I really think that it just is how I'm feeling in that moment to what play I make. And just kind of at that time, I'm like, this just doesn't feel it. I went in here, let's just go. And I also, I mean, I'm not going to leave Graveyard Ledge very long. I went and I missed it the first time around. I was actually regretting it because I was over there. I went in the Skullwoods dip. I went over and did the peak on the bumper ledge, and I didn't get Graveyard Ledge then. And I normally would want to, so I was kind of beating myself up over it. So I think that played a little bit into it, me going back there, to be honest with you, because I wanted to do it then. but I was kind of at the stage where I was still kind of in my own head and not really figuring things out. But I'm glad I went back.
Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely the pivotal decision. So your opponent actually skipped a few major items that he had to go back
Oh, wow,
for.
okay.
Missed the flute in King's Tomb, even though he was the first into the Dark World. Missed obviously the fire rod from the bat as you were dropping into Ganon. That's when he was going into Skull Woods to get his 7th crystal.
Okay.
Also, I want to say he missed something else that was pretty major, but he was first to hookshot and he was first to hammer, so it was really just it was really who does progression for longer, and fortunately you came out on the right side of that.
Yeah, I definitely felt behind, and it was just kind of really telling myself that I don't need to do anything crazy. I feel behind. I feel like I'm losing this. Just don't change what you do. Play normal. Don't let that get in your head. Just keep playing, and if it's meant to be, you're gonna catch up. So I just was able to. I was able to some point, I think around kind of Death Mountain area, I was able to refocus and just kept playing kind of the way I play, and eventually found Fire Rod. Realized sort of the time at which I found Fire Rod. I'm like, okay, well, this might be close in that, but we're actually running pretty decent on time. I don't know how his execution is or anything like that, to be honest. But felt like I had a chance at least going into GT. Glad I pulled it out.
Yeah, so you will move on in the brackets, and you will. It looks like you're facing the winner of TD Silent Pain versus Squishy Panda, who will be one of the many game 3s tomorrow night. I
noticed.
I want to put you on the spot. I want you to call out one of those two. I'm totally kidding. Don't do that.
Squishy Panda's NMG grinding right now.
He certainly is.
I don't know what TD Silent Pain is doing, to be honest with you. He could be in the secret lab somewhere, hidden away from us all in that. But I see Squishy, at least NMG practicing, so I know he's on the grind.
All right.
But
well,
regardless, hopefully it'll be a good set, good breast of 3, regardless of who I get to play.
Yeah, and there are a ton of game 3s tomorrow. I know we have 2 scheduled so far. At least the one I'm doing is the only one I can do. The one Prince is doing is the only one that he can do. I don't know if Umaga maybe does a prize one in between or outside of those, but we have a couple of game 3s tomorrow. One in Master Sword and one in Gold Sword bracket. And yeah, stay tuned. Keep your eyes on that Stream Volunteers channel, because we really could not do this without you guys. Thank you to our volunteers tonight, especially Haiku on the tracking, and Pro A, who unfortunately had to leave at about the 35-minute mark due to internet issues. But most of all, thank you to you, Psymon, and thank you to Zatrex for both of you were very good sports about me hounding you in your scheduling thread for stuff.
No, put on a show. I mean, we're here to learn, but to me, this is kind of goes with it. Put on a show for everyone. We got people here watching, and
I don't have people to mentor anymore, so I don't have anything better to do.
Hey, just because we're in brackets, people can go and still hit up mentors.
Well, I mean, I don't have to commit myself to like full races anymore, I guess. So
okay,
yeah,
that's fair.
All right, so with that, I'm gonna I'm gonna show the post-race screen again, and I'm gonna turn off everything except the background music. Throw that on for about a minute and then end the stream. But thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. And Psymon, you have any final words?
Had back-to-back races. Be glad for a little bit of a break and calm down. I'll be looking forward to the game 3s tomorrow. Get to relax and have some fun.